Welcome to the Nifty Nuggets weekly news and reviews podcast show. In this week's episode, I will be talking about the dominoes effect, or the butterfly effect of the crypto world. A lot of well-known projects are getting wrecked, and it seems like only a few players are better off. But before we jump into the fryer, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. Be sure to find the password, which will be revealed during the show for your chance to win an invite into the Nifty Nuggets server. You can always find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and make sure you leave that 5-star review. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at NuggetsNifty. Now, let's get on with the show.
Nuggets Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Welcome to the show. My name is Channing, and it is a pleasure to talk to you guys about last week's news. Last week has been tough for us, and it has been a lot of bad, negative news for us, but be sure to follow the Nifty Nuggets, and we are always here for you. If you have any questions, any problems, come to us. We probably won't give you the money, but then we can give you a free hug. So let's get into the show. So for the last week, a lot of things really, the big players, the big institution that we thought they would never fall, they have fell. And then a lot of things, a lot of big whales that we thought they are northern stars guiding us through the bull market. It would turn out that bear market has come, and it seems like not a lot of them are being better off. So let's start with the cryptocurrency market cap. So it's sitting at $0.9 trillion, which is below 1 trillion. And we haven't recovered from that really. And then the Bitcoin, Ethereum, they are still at their very critical time. Bitcoin is around $20,000, below $20,000 at the time of recording, and Ethereum just sitting above $1,000, just a little bit above. And as always, we can see a lot of stable coins coming in, and it's just like people are waiting for on the sideline to jump in. And then here is gotta be the biggest news for the week, right? The crypto hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital, they were at the prime. They were having $10 billion of the asset, and it comes to a bankruptcy finally today at the day of the recording on the 1st of July. It says they have filed a Chapter 15 bankruptcy. We talked about them last week about Celsius and the 3 Arrows. It seems like 3 Arrows is not going to make it. And Celsius, here we are hiring more advisors to prepare for potential bankruptcy. Anytime we see this word, it's just very super bad thing, because apparently my money, which is sitting in the Celsius, is still locked up there. I still haven't got my money back. So such a shameful thing. And then we said last week that there are going to be a lot of dominoes effect going on, because these are the two companies that we know that are in the trouble, Celsius and 3 Arrows Capital. But then there are a lot of companies that they get loan money or invested by these two companies are in trouble too. So the first one that comes to mind is Voyager. So we have a lot of news. We have a full report here that from the Voyager, they are in big trouble because of the 3AC. So they have loaned to 3AC for 15,000 Bitcoins and $350 million of USDC, which is apparently a lot of money. And then now with the 3 Arrows Capital going down, they probably won't be better off for sure, but I just don't know how long are they going to hold. Here we have a balance sheet of 2022 on June 30th, and we can see they have these two that's very, very not comfortable, to say at least. The crypto asset loaned in thousand, be sure to know that this is in thousand, and they are loaning out about $1 million. So if you time 1,000, that would be $1 billion loaned outright to other companies. And the funny thing is the crypto collateral received, it is, much less. This is like 10 times This is like 10 times that they loan out for their collateral received, which doesn't make sense at all, right? I mean, a lot of companies are saying that we are going to be banking the unbankables, we're going to destroy the banking system, but then the banking system is doing a fractionalized reserve, which is 1 to 10 ratio, but then they're doing a 1 to 10 ratio too. I mean, with these all this money loaned to 3 Arrows Capital, how are they going to get recovered? I mean, they probably will get a fraction of that, but it's still going to be super hard. And that leads to the next topic of the show is Goldman Sachs is going to buy Celsius assets. So the Wall Street firm is seeking a $2 billion in commitments from the investors to buy a distressed asset at steep discount if the crypto lender goes bankrupt. So it seems like so far Celsius is actually okay. And another thing about this news is Goldman Sachs, they are buying this company, right? We talked about on the show before with Crypto VS that Goldman Sachs was against crypto at the time, but then they turned back and then they're thinking, okay, we want to invest in crypto again. So now they are not only investing in crypto, but they are buying a crypto-based company, which is Celsius, which is very fascinating. Here is another news about the big companies, which is FTX agrees a deal with options to buy BlockFi for up to $240 million. Everybody knows about BlockFi, I assume. I mean, they are probably, I think they were larger than Celsius, which is a centralized lending platform and borrowing platform. So you can deposit your money, your crypto, let's say Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these coins onto BlockFi and earn an interest from it. And also you can also borrow money from BlockFi as well with a higher rate, of course, and then that's how they make money. And because of the 3 Arrows Capital, BlockFi is seeking, probably facing a insolvency as well, because just so many companies that are so linked up together. This reminds me so much about 2008 financial crisis. And then a lot of people have been talking about this as well. I mean, if you think about this bear market is going to be as tough as 2017 or 18, you are wrong, because this is catastrophic. This time it is going to be matching the 2008 rather than 2017 or 18. So that is something to keep in mind. But here is another thing that's brought to my attention, that they're seeking up to $240 million to buy BlockFi. And according to this article here, the BlockFi was, valuation was at $3 billion in March last year. I mean, come on, let's talk about, this is only, a month old. This is published on the 7th of June. They were raised at $350 million again. So, well, the news was like they were seeking to be, I think, below $1 billion. But then again, look at the price they're buying, only $240 million. So talk about 10x gains in 1 year, right? Even these big companies, but except it's reversed in 10x. This is 10% this time. So next news is Bridgewater doubles short bets in Europe to $15 billion. So Bridgewater is led by Ray Dalio, which is, I really look up to the guy. He's a smart guy. He's a genius. You guys should read his books. The Principles, I think that's the best book I've ever read for the last, I would say, 2-3 years. It's just a great book, and they are super smart people. And they are thinking the whole Europe is going down, the stock market, everything, because of the Russian war, because of the COVID, because of a lot of things. And then the inflation rate in Europe is high as well, as same as the US or even higher. But the thing is, they probably won't be able to increase their interest rate because they are already on the edge of bankruptcy. A lot of countries are on the edge of bankruptcy. So if they raise the interest rate, that will create a huge problem for these people because, all the companies are facing the insolvency, liquidation issues, and just going to be bad. So they're in the lose-lose situation. If they don't raise the interest rate, the CPI, the consumer price index, or the inflation is going off the roof. But then if they raise the interest rate, we're seeing a lot of people, a lot of companies going to really go down, bankrupt at least. So here is another news regarding Sam Bankman-Fried or FTX. It seems like they are on a lot of news last week, right? Then they are seeking to buy Robinhood as well. I mean, come on, how much money these people have, while all the other big companies are going down, they are actually, acquiring a lot of companies in this time, which is very fascinating. And then they are definitely the smarter players in the field. And then we have one of the biggest news in the week as well. Harmony got hacked for $100 million from the Horizon bridge. I mean, the last time we heard about the bridging got hacked was, I think that was the Ronin bridging, which is for the Axie Infinity. That was probably, if I remember correctly, that's $650 million. And now Harmony is facing the same thing. I mean, there are rumors, people are talking about they have the bug, they're probably going to get leaked, and now it happened. $100 million. So as we can see from the Harmony price chart for the last 14 days dropped 34.6%. We can see the trend here is going straight down. And then what happened was very interesting. So Harmony was on June 26th, they were committed to $1 million bounty for the return of Horizon Bridge Fund and shared the exploit information. And Harmony will advocate for no criminal charges when the funds are returned. But apparently, they have got no response yet. And therefore, on June 30th, they have announced their final term. So we are providing a final opportunity for the actors in return stolen asset with amenity. Our final term is below. Retain $10 million and return the remaining stolen amount. In exchange, Harmony will cease its investigation. And then you can read the whole thread here. It's not too hard to find. It's just the Harmony protocol. You can search them on Google, on Twitter, and then you can see the whole thread. So, well, they found the ETH address, and you can go ahead and look at the ETH address as well on the Etherscan. A lot of interesting things are happening. Let's see if the hacker is actually going to return their money. Next coming to line is crypto exchange Binance signs Cristiano Ronaldo as a partner for its NFT push. Cristiano Ronaldo probably is one of the best or one of the most well-known football players nowadays on the field right now, if not the most, right? And then I don't know how much they signed for, but it is not going to be cheap. And then we just talk about FTX was buying this, buying that. They were one of the bigger players, and it seems like Binance is doing a lot, a lot better than the rest of the players as well. They are hiring all these new awesome people. Last month, CZ said that they were going to hire, I think, 2,000 more employees for their company, and now they have this announcement. So pretty big. I mean, when the Super Bowl happened, we said that was going to be the NFT ball or the crypto ball, because just so many advertisements, so many companies are going to the Super Bowl. And now, except that, so this is the final official announcement from the Binance. And then besides this, there's another phase that's showing up on the Binance announcement, which is Kabi. I'm not too sure how to pronounce his last name. It's Italian name. Lame, probably Kabi Lame from TikTok. So if you are interested, you can see his Instagram. This is his face, the meme guy. He's pretty funny. He's famous in a lot of countries, and it seems like he is on board with Binance too. I mean, there's 1.2 million likes for this post already. He only has 78 million followers, and then this one has 1.2 million likes, which is very impressive. And it's only released, I think, a day or 2 days ago. So Binance is definitely a better player, a smarter player in the field. And then the funniest news I have ever seen this week is this. Maker Governance is voting to invest $500 million in the US Treasury bills. Of course, the MakerDAO is the issuer of the DAI token stablecoin, and they're currently voting on how to allocate $500 million of the dollars to the treasury funds. I mean, there's nothing wrong with people getting voted to invest in some of the investments. I mean, different people have different opinions. I agree with that. I'm okay with that. But the thing is, think about it. We got into crypto because we want to get away or escape from the current situation with the government, with the traditional finance market. We don't want to get into the banking system. We don't want to buy the bonds, treasuries, all these things. That's why we chose crypto. But then the crypto you have chosen, they are invested in the US Treasury bills. How ironic is that? It just blows my mind that people are thinking about these things because, but again, we are in the bear market, and then people need to make money. And then while the money is losing their value, while the Bitcoins and all the other cryptocurrencies are losing their value, the CPI number is still up high. Remember last month was 8.6. So either way, they're losing money. If you invest in a lot of cryptocurrencies, you probably are losing money. But then if you are sitting on cash, you're losing money too, because every year you lose 8.6% of the money, according to the US government, right? So they have to invest in something. And then so far, it seems like the treasury bills is one of the safer bets. And then especially when they are voting on this money that is backing their DAI, which is the stable token, the stable coin, it is understandable. But just when you think about it, how funny it is that we're seeing this. So the final thought of today's show is, I think a lot of things are happening in the world right now. A lot of companies going bankruptcy, and a lot of new companies are buying these, coming up to buy these companies. So it seems like whoever is more successful in the Web2 world, which have a lot of money, loads more money than the Web3 world, they are being the ones that are better off at the moment, because basically whoever has more money rules, right? That's always the case. Doesn't matter in the crypto world, or doesn't matter in the real life or Web2 world. So and then even the cryptocurrency you invested in are going to buy into the US Treasury bills. So that is my thought. And then for players, for individual players or the retailers, my thinking or my advice, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure if I'm in a position of offering any advices, but for my thinking is, in this bear market, it is time to build your relationships, build your wealth, build your everything, just work harder and gain more money, and then you can invest in your dollar cost averaging into crypto and wait for the bull market to begin to come again. I mean, the market has their cycles. The bull market is definitely going to come. The problem is we don't know when it is going to come and how big or how massive the next bull market is going to come. So that's why you need to invest your money smarter. You need to invest your NFTs smarter. So Nifty Nuggets is such a great community that you don't want to miss. So make sure you follow us on Twitter and then look out for a chance to get invited into our server. And now, finally, the last step of the video is to choose a winner who gets the answer right from last week's video. The question was how much money, how much value did 3AC had in its prime, and we have adding79 answered the question correctly. It is 10 billion in assets in its prime. Apparently they are facing the insolvency right now, as we just said. So congratulations, adding79. You are receiving a invitation to our Discord. I will send this message to our staff members, and then make sure you get your invitation. So then it is today's question, or today's password. Let's see. How much money was Bridgewater betting on the Europe, the shorting Europe? How much money was Bridgewater betting on? If you think you know the answer, leave a comment below and like the channel and subscribe to our channel as well. So, and if you answer the question right, we'll send you an invitation to our Discord server. So there you go. That is the end of the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Channing, and you can also find us on the Apple Podcast and Spotify, and make sure you leave that 5-star review. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at NuggetsNifty. Okay, fellas, I'll see you next week. Good luck, have fun, and stay crispy.